Story 1. I want glow-in-the-dark stars on my ceiling, but I just don't want to put them there. I put them on my daughter's ceiling when we first moved into our house, and that was the last time I will ever put stars on a ceiling. Story 2. When I was a teenager, we moved from the woods to the city. I preferred the woods, so I bought 2 packs of glow-in-the-dark stars to put on my ceiling. It was a tribute to my origins. Story 3. The last place I rented had them up when I moved in and never bothered to take them down. My girlfriend at the time thought it was cute. Story 4. I would be fine with it. I would be seriously impressed if they put them up to accurately represent the stars in the sky above their home. Story 5. Nothing, because why judge someone based on decor? Who cares? Being an adult is boring enough, and it's unkind for other adults to judge others for having fun decor and call them childish. If they were a child, how could they afford a home and the lifestyle they live? If they work to afford their decor and style, then there is no reason to judge or to stop dating someone. Story 6. Her arrangement will tell you everything. Accurate solar system. She's a thinker. Symmetrical and geometric, artsy. Outline of a penis. She's a keeper. Story 7. I have a set on my ceiling right now. They are arranged in the shape of the Federation Starfleet command symbol, and I'm not sorry. Story 8. You can tell the age of a Reddit poster. Most adults in their mid-20s and older only care that you are mentally stable, fun to be around, and can financially support yourself. Anything else is a bonus. If any adult has issues with glow-in-the-dark statistics, then they are, by definition, not mentally stable. Story 9. Not me, 32, with glow-in-the-dark stars on my ceiling, solar system curtains, and a comic book wall. Story 10. That would be so cool. It would definitely go on the "Is she a keeper" file. Life is far too serious. I want to be around people who have maintained their sense of play and fun. Story 11. I am 69 years old. I have a device that projects star patterns on the ceiling. I turn it on every night. Story 12. I want to give hugs and high fives to all the people who are genuinely whimsical and open to enjoying life. Please continue to do so and share it with everyone. We need more of this. Add more color to the world inside and out. We need it. Story 13. Are you trying to tell me there are 30-year-olds who don't have glow-in-the-dark stars on their ceiling? That's boring. That's lame. Story 14. That would be amazing. I am 57, and if I ever intended to connect with someone again in my life, which I do not, and I walked into someone's room, I would be thrilled. Story 15. I would not have much of a reaction or even a slight inclination for judgment because I am 27, and my bedroom walls have glow-in-the-dark aliens and unidentified flying objects on them. If anything, my interest has sparked a little more. Story 16. I'd fall madly in love with them. I love those little things. We could just cuddle each other while staring up at them. Story 17. In reality, who cares? If they aren't sleeping with a pacifier and calling for their mother while wetting the bed, I'd say you're fine. Story 18. I would tell them about the glow-in-the-dark stars I have on the wall of my bedroom. We need a little more whimsy in the world. Story 19. I am over 30 and I have them. I also have a glow-in-the-dark moon on my ceiling. I place stars on my ceiling fan, so when it is spinning, it looks like a black hole. Story 20. A 40-year-old man here, married with no kids. My wife and I put glow-in-the-dark stars, a blacklight tapestry, and UV strip lights in our basement TV room about a month ago. We also have Legos and UV-reactive Funko Pop figures displayed in the room. Story 21. I have a framed portrait of Grover on my wall and Lego on my bookshelf. Life is short. Do what makes you happy. Story 22. My reaction to her would be much better than it would be towards someone who was really uptight about whether her harmless behavior is appropriate for her age. They are little decorations. If you have a problem with an adult doing something whimsical, there is really nothing I can do for you. Story 23. I'm 69. If I had a 30-year-old date and was in her bedroom, the stars on the ceiling would be the last thing on my mind. Story 24. Pretend to be enthusiastic about astrology and begin showing them the constellations on the ceiling. It sounds like a fun game, like saying, "Oh look, there's the flying platypus." Story 25. Looking at these reactions, I get the feeling that this is not quite what the original poster had in mind when asking that question. Story 26. People need to maintain their sense of wonder and fun as they get older. Aging carries its difficulties. While there are responsibilities and changes that cannot be avoided, in many ways, we remain the same individuals we always were. I have become particularly aware of this as my parents age and discuss being in the home stretch. I expected them to become distant shells, and for the end to lead us to become shadows of our former selves. But that hasn't happened. They are simply two normal people, well as normal as they ever were, in aging bodies that are increasingly likely to fail. It is disappointing. Story 27. When we moved in, my girlfriend painted our bedroom ceiling black and created star constellations that resemble various shapes. She's the one. Story 28. I call it the cowgirl position so I can look up at her in the dark, with stars behind her face as she slowly grinds and leans down for a kiss. Story 29. Since I am a man, it would be nice if a woman had it, and it would be interesting if it were in a constellation. Story 30. Mine had glow-in-the-dark handprint stickers above her bed on the wall, which made me laugh. She also had a sign that read "Caution, slippery when wet" hanging up in the living room, but that was her cousins and roommates. Story 31. When we first moved to the upstairs unit of the family home, I wanted a nice vibe and decor. My husband surprised me by sticking glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling because I was interested in astronomy. It was cute, but not the vibe I was aiming for. However, it is nice to lay in bed and look at the stars. I was also poor as a child and never had this. Story 32. I once did some decorating work for a 50-year-old Arab man who had these in his bedroom. They looked impressive. Story 33. Bonus points if they attempt constellations. I'm too lazy. I would have just bought one of those projectors, which I now need to research. Story 34. I had some at my last place, but they weren't star-shaped. They were just various sized dots that looked halfway realistic. To be honest, I miss them a lot. I'm 27. Story 35. Every time someone presents something as too childish, whether it's a vibrant color palette, a love for plush toys, or a choice in clothing, I think an adult designed that item, and they were probably proud of what they created and loved it. So why can't other adults love it too? Story 36. Awesome. Especially since we cannot see much here due to light pollution. I would enjoy lying down and staring at them. To be honest, having a child was a wonderful excuse to start putting up the stars. Story 37. Well, I already have glow-in-the-dark stars, planets, and dinosaurs on my bedroom ceiling. I'm 35, and I'm getting married next year to the woman who put them all up there. Story 38. It depends on the arrangement. Random is cool. Constellations are hot. Accurately representing the night sky above her bed on a specific date means to propose immediately. Story 39. I think they are cool for being confident and happy enough to enjoy simple things for themselves. I remember my high school boyfriend putting stars on my ceiling as a gift once. It was cute. Story 40. If your date has progressed to the point where you are taken to their bedroom and you care that they put glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling, dating may not be for you. Story 41. Someone who pretends to be an adult rather than being an older child, which is truly what we all are, is not someone I would want to be with, so my reaction would be cool. Story 42. My husband and I have glow-in-the-dark stars over our bed. We are both turning 30 this year, and we have been together for 6 years. Sometimes you just accept what makes you happy without worrying about what others might think. Story 43. So hot. I love genuine people who don't try to conform to what society tells them to do at a certain age. Story 44. The fact that your date returned to the room and the lights went off suggests that things are going well. Story 45. Being over 30 years old, I'd say, awesome. I've always wanted to do that to my ceiling too. In fact, why wait any longer? I just placed an order for some glow-in-the-dark stars. I want to try arranging them into constellations. Story 46. Huge green flag. Not for dating, as I am already with the love of my life. But if I met a potential friend and they had glow-in-the-dark stars, I would be overjoyed. My partner and I are adults who live together, and we found glow-in-the-dark dinosaurs during a supermarket trip. Of course, we bought them and planned to put them in our permanent blanket fort. Story 47. I would be sad because I am quite short-sighted and wouldn't see them as well as I did 20 years ago. Story 48. Tell her about how I had similar stars when I was little and that it's okay to still have them in your bedroom. Story 49. If they are showing signs of immaturity in a negative way, then glow stars on the ceiling might be the final straw that makes me leave. If they generally have their life together, then it is fine and even endearing to engage in small bits of childish fun. Story 50. Stay in touch with that part of you that loves to dream. There is absolutely no judgment. I would lie on my back with them and enjoy them. If I were asked what I thought of them, I would suggest that I might prefer the blue kind over the green ones. However, the green ones hold significant nostalgic value because they were all we had when I was the age people did this without judgment. I don't have any of these, but I do have a planetarium projector that helps me sleep sometimes if I set it to rotate. In summary, if the person you bring over judges you for your stars, you have the right to kick them out. Story 51. Try to find a constellation or two. I would be interested. I am a 43-year-old woman. Glow-in-the-dark items still make me smile. Story 52. My son's bassinet can project stars onto the ceiling. I immediately said, I could get used to this. It's amazing. Story 53. Given that you're asking, I'd say they're too good for you. However, if you're asking for any other reason, I'd say they're cool. Story 54. That's so hot. We're going to be intimate under the stars without having to go outside in the cold. I'm withholding intimacy until my date arranges them into accurate constellations. I better see the Southern Cross on that ceiling, and the Big Dipper better point to it. Story 55. Say nothing. Let the surprise happen naturally when they come over and see mine. What is the point of being an adult if you can't do silly things? Story 56. Are they in the correct celestial configurations and relative brightness? So you are truly fond of astronomy. Story 57. I used to love glow-in-the-dark stars as a child because I was afraid of the dark. As I grew older, any light source, even the tiniest bit, would drive me into insomnia, which I dislike. If your date loves glow-in-the-dark stars, that's perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with enjoying the view of your bedroom ceiling at night, even if you're in your 30s. Why should there be an age limit for that? Story 58. I say yes. Glow-in-the-dark stars were amazing then, and they are amazing now. Age doesn't change greatness. Story 59. I think it would be cool if they were positioned to resemble constellations. It's a great conversation starter. What is your favorite thing about the universe or space? Now I want to place some stars on our ceiling, or even better, use stencils to paint some on the ceiling in gold or silver, followed by a couple of layers of glow-in-the-dark paint. I now have the motivation to remove my popcorn ceiling. Good luck to everyone who loves starlight. Story 60. I would love it. It shows me that they aren't taking themselves too seriously and that their inner child hasn't died yet. Story 61. I am a 1990s kid who now works a boring but well-paid corporate job. The first thing I did was have a starlight ceiling installed in my bedroom when I bought my house. Story 62. My fiancé is 36 and has a whole universe, with stars and planets, that glow on his bedroom ceiling. I love it. Story 63. I would not be concerned. There are much bigger issues to address than worrying about someone's choice of ceiling decoration. Story 64. I wouldn't react in a specific way. It depends on whether he is whimsical or childish. I believe you should never lose your childlike wonder of the world. It makes you more capable of dealing with reality and more resilient. Story 65. Nothing, because adults can do what they want and should be free from judgment. To judge someone for their choices is something a teenager would do, not a fully grown adult who respects their potential partners. Story 66. I am 42 years old. My husband and I decorate our bedroom freely with glow-in-the-dark accents. I also have an entire collection of glow-in-the-dark pajamas and makeup. It can be a lot of fun, especially with black lights and body paint. If you can't enjoy the little things in life, how can you enjoy having a partner? Don't grow old before your time. Story 67. I had glow-in-the-dark stars on my ceiling from when I was a child and never took them down. I would still have them up if I didn't have to give up the house with the inheritance when my parents passed away. Story 68. Why is it even a question when someone does something small yet meaningful to bring a bit of joy into their life? We work hard, face economic challenges, and deal with difficult people daily. Our homes can be our only refuge. Stars on the ceiling are equivalent to having a plant. They spark a bit of joy. Enjoy it and be thankful you have a date. Be happy, everyone. Story 69. I think I would be delighted. The person who did that would be good at self-nurturing, confident enough not to be embarrassed by having something that gives them a sense of childish delight, and have some very interesting ideas about interior design. Sounds like an interesting person. Story 70. I am in my 40s and put glow-in-the-dark stars on my ceiling. I even got a black light lamp to really make them shine. If I found that someone I was interested in had them, I would be excited. Story 71. I love that for them. Small, simple things like that are what millennials are all about. A significant number of them were neglected during childhood. So they make up for it as adults by having plush toys, Lego bricks, and glow-in-the-dark stars. If you want to do something to make it cooler, there are projectors that project the actual galaxy onto the ceiling. Your millennial will probably love it. Story 72. If you are judgmental towards someone for having glow-in-the-dark stars on their ceiling, they are most definitely a more mature person than you. Story 73. Imagine having such a serious perspective that you consider something as lighthearted as glow-in-the-dark stars a warning sign. Story 74. I hope that by the age of 30, we will have moved past living our lives under the influence of others. If that brings joy to them, great. Quirks are interesting. It's 2024. Story 75. My boyfriend bought me a set of zodiac constellations in our late 20s. Although I never put them up at the time, I kept track of them. Now that we're married and have a house together, we have our zodiac constellations on the ceiling over our bed. His, mine, and our anniversary in between. Story 76. They are cool. I have a daughter and she switched rooms. My wife loves these. They still light up 20 years later. I plan on doing a galaxy of them next. Story 77. If that bothers you, it's clear you're the type of person who nitpicks everything and believes being an adult means you have to be boring. Story 78. Imagine being so critical of people that glowing-in-the-dark stars bother you. I will pass on those individuals. Story 79. I would be fine with it. I would probably ask if she is interested in astronomy, and if so, I have a few date night ideas. Story 80. I had these as a teenager, and do you know how hard they are to take down? I never even attempted and just let them fall off. Story 81. I'm 40 and I have the entire solar system, including Pluto, and glow-in-the-dark stars on my ceiling. I cut the sun so I could place it around the light on the ceiling. Story 82. Haha. Yeah, it's definitely not me who is in their 30s with glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling. That would be wild. Story 83. I have those on my childhood bedroom ceiling. Over 30 years and they are still there. But where I do not have them is on my current bedroom ceiling. That is a problem. Story 84. I would absolutely love that. Having stars on the ceiling is an incredible turn-on. I would marry them. I'm completely serious. Story 85. Are the stars positioned as they are in the real sky? Connect them instantly. If they are randomly placed, disregard them and move on. Story 86. I'm 47. When I bought my house, the master bedroom had been a young person's bedroom. There are glow-in-the-dark stars set up like you would see in the night sky, and many of the constellations are even correct. I never bothered taking them down and actually enjoy looking at them sometimes. Story 87. Speaking as someone who marked a grid on their ceiling and painstakingly painted each star with glow-in-the-dark paint, following a star chart for the Northern Hemisphere to ensure a somewhat accurate representation of the night sky for my area, I think I would approve. A pro tip: get a black light and turn it on for a few minutes before bed to really charge them. Story 88. Star light, star bright, first star I see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might. Reach third base and maybe more tonight. Story 89. They better be the high-quality kind that actually glow well and not some cheap green knockoffs that don't illuminate anything. Story 90. Happy, because that is really cool. Unless the guy is still in his parents' house, unless he inherited it. Story 91. For my 30th birthday, I invited a few friends and my niece over for a small gathering. About a year earlier, I had purchased a pack of 500 glow-in-the-dark stars. We spent that night arranging them in a mural style on one of my dividing walls. They brought cupcakes and beer, but the glow-in-the-dark star mural was the best gift ever and has made me smile every night since my birthday. Story 92. Why would it matter? Grown women put up those signs. How is this any worse? Story 93. I put them up in my office and painted the ceiling navy blue. I'm changing my ceiling light for a moonlight fixture. If I saw someone else with glow-in-the-dark stars, I would think I was in good company. Story 94. I have awesome glow-in-the-dark stars, and they are a great talking point. Honestly, I can see people wanting to stay over just to look at them. Story 95. I had glow-in-the-dark constellations on my bedroom ceiling when I was in my 30s. They were already there when I moved in, and I loved them. Story 96. If I see their bedroom on the first date, I doubt I will pay much attention to their decor. Story 97. Orally asked her how long it took to put them up. Definitely not, because I want to do it myself. Story 98. I wouldn't care. Of all the things to get caught up on, that isn't one of them. Sometimes people genuinely like things, so it's unfortunate that it bothers you. Maybe it's time to grow up. Story 99. I would be excited to find my date take me to their bedroom. The only thing that would ruin a bedroom for me is dirt and unpleasant odors. Story 100. I am happy for everyone who allows themselves to live fully. After years of pressure and abuse, I find it painful to cope with each day. Story 101. This is absolutely nothing to think about. I would compare this to asking how I should feel about someone who stands next to the color blue. There is truly nothing to interpret in this. Story 102. A fully grown adult can choose to decorate their bedroom in any way they want. Not engaging in actions to prove maturity or judging others for their choices seems truly childish to me. Story 103. I would pull them to bed, turn off the lights, stare at the stars, talk about everything, and give hugs. Story 104. What people need to understand and normalize is that we are all still young people trapped in adult bodies. 30 sounds incredibly old. I'm turning 30 soon, but I have no idea what's going on. Just because we are now adults doesn't mean we have to stop enjoying the things we used to love when we were younger. If I had to care about the news, taxes, and satirical comics portraying politicians in the newspaper, I would seriously consider a drastic action. Story 105. I am 40 years old and have some decorations on my walls and ceiling in my bedroom. They were left by the daughter of the woman who rented this place before me, and I never took them down. I like them. Story 106. I would love it. I am a big fan of people who maintain an element of whimsy in their lives, regardless of age. Story 107. I am 35 years old with 2 children and have a galaxy projector in our bedroom. It is new. I bought it recently and I love it. Story 108. Those are not glow-in-the-dark stars on her ceiling. Those are stars she is seeing because of the amazing time she just had. Story 109. I would be happy. I want to do the same when I get my own apartment. I want to decorate my room with items that create a warm and peaceful atmosphere. You might call me childish, but that is just how my personality is. Story 110. That's cool and cute at the same time. I would like to think that this person has a cool, unique, and free personality. He wouldn't care about what others think of him. As long as he is happy and can show his fun side without hurting others, That is okay with me. Story 111. I think many of us are just old children. I would love that. We would probably have the deepest conversations under the stars. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.